In the shadows of our everyday lives, a hidden realm of persuasion exists, one that holds sway over our thoughts, our actions, and our decisions. Welcome to the mysterious world of dark psychology, a fascinating yet unsettling discipline that explores the darker side of the human mind. Dark psychology isn't simply a field of study, it's a labyrinth of human behavior, infiltrating every aspect of our lives, from relationships to business negotiations and even politics. It delves into the depths of manipulation, deception, and persuasion, techniques often used by individuals who wish to control others. But let's be clear, dark psychology isn't inherently evil. It's a tool, much like a hammer, that can be used to build or destroy. It's the intent behind the use that determines its ethical implications. Renowned psychologist Robert Cialdini, for instance, has extensively studied the art of persuasion, a key component of dark psychology. Cialdini's work reveals how understanding these psychological tactics can help us navigate through life, making us more aware of the manipulation that may be happening around us. However, this knowledge can also be misused, leading to manipulation and control. Similarly, psychologist Philip Zimbardo, best known for his infamous Stanford Prison experiment, has shed light on how situational forces and perceived power can influence behavior, often leading to dark and destructive paths. His findings, while disturbing, provide invaluable insights into the mechanisms of control and dominance that are part of dark psychology. This journey into the heart of dark psychology is not for the faint-hearted. It's a journey that demands courage, for it reveals the darker aspects of human nature that we often choose to ignore. It's a journey that requires vigilance, for it exposes the manipulative tactics that can be used against us. But most importantly, it's a journey that calls for understanding, for it uncovers the hidden realms of the human mind that can be harnessed for better or worse. We are about to embark on a journey into the heart of this shadowy world where few dare to tread. So brace yourself, for the world of dark psychology is as intriguing as it is daunting. They walk among us, unseen, unnoticed, pulling the strings of our lives. They are the puppet masters. In the realm of politics, manipulation is as common as handshakes. Politicians, with their polished speeches and compelling promises, can sway public opinion and influence voters. They employ tactics of fear and hope, playing on our emotions to secure their positions. It's not just about convincing us to vote for them, it's about making us believe that we need them, that without them, our world would crumble. In the world of business, salespeople are often painted as the quintessential manipulators. They use a myriad of psychological tactics to persuade us to buy. They create a sense of urgency, making us believe we must act now or lose out forever. They play on our fears, our desires, and our insecurities. They make us feel special, as if the deal they are offering is exclusively for us. Their words are honey-coated daggers designed to pierce our defenses and influence our decisions. In our personal lives, we may encounter manipulators masquerading as friends or loved ones. These individuals can be particularly insidious, as they use their intimate knowledge of us to their advantage. They may use guilt, flattery, or even love as tools of manipulation. They know our weaknesses, our dreams, our fears, and they use this information to control us, to make us do what they want. What these manipulators have in common is their understanding and application of dark psychology. They know how to tap into our psyche, playing our emotions like a finely tuned instrument. They understand the power of persuasion, of suggestion, of creating doubt or instilling fear, and they use these tools with a deftness that can leave us oblivious to their machinations. Like marionettes, we dance to their tune, oblivious to the strings attached. In the hands of a master, persuasion becomes an art, a subtle dance of words and gestures. This dance, however, can sometimes slip into the realm of dark psychology, where the steps become less about leading and more about manipulating. One of the most subtle and insidious tactics in the arsenal of dark psychology is gaslighting. This term, borrowed from a 1938 play, refers to a form of psychological manipulation that seeks to sow seeds of doubt in a person's mind, making them question their own memory, perception, or sanity. It's like being stuck in a labyrinth of mirrors, where every reflection distorts your sense of reality. Imagine, for instance, a couple in a relationship. One partner consistently denies or twists facts to fit their narrative, leaving the other feeling disoriented and unsure of their own recollections. Over time, the gaslit partner may start to doubt their own judgment, becoming more reliant on the manipulator for their version of reality. It's a corrosive tactic, eating away at the victim's confidence and self-belief. But gaslighting isn't confined to personal relationships. It can also be wielded in professional settings, where superiors manipulate employees by dismissing their concerns or ideas, making them feel insignificant or incompetent. This can lead to a toxic work environment, where individuals are constantly second-guessing themselves and their contributions. And then there is the larger stage of society, where gaslighting can be used to manipulate public opinion. One classic example is the big lie technique, where a falsehood is repeated so often that it starts to be accepted as truth. It's a dangerous game that can have far-reaching consequences, shaking the very foundations of trust and truth in a society. These are just a few examples of how subtle mind games can be used to twist reality and exert control. It's a disturbing reminder of how easily the human mind can be manipulated, how our perception of reality can be distorted to serve the agendas of others. In the world of dark psychology, reality becomes a malleable clay, shaped by the hands of the manipulator. Sometimes the wolf doesn't bother with a disguise, it simply bares its teeth. And in the realm of dark psychology, this is often the case. We're delving into the world of overt manipulation techniques, where the manipulator doesn't hide behind subtleties, but instead uses fear and intimidation as their primary tools. First, let's talk about fear-mongering. This is a technique where the manipulator intentionally frightens or alarms someone to gain control or compliance. It's a powerful, albeit unethical way of influencing behavior. Take, for example, the case of a certain dictator who ruled by instilling fear into his citizens. His speeches were laden with threats and dire predictions, creating a climate of fear that made his people more susceptible to his rule. Intimidation, on the other hand, is a more direct approach. The manipulator uses threats or aggressive behavior to make others feel uncomfortable or fearful, forcing them into submission. Consider the case of a notorious gang leader who maintained control over his members through a reign of terror. He would use violent threats and displays of power to ensure absolute obedience. Both these tactics work on the principle of fear. The manipulator creates a narrative where the only safe option is to comply with their demands. It's a dark and dangerous path, where the wolf doesn't hide in the shadows, but instead stands in plain sight, snarling and baring its teeth. But here's the thing: fear, while powerful, is also fragile. It's based on perceived threats, not actual ones. And the moment we recognize this, the wolf loses its power. We can stand up to the intimidation, question the fear-mongering, and refuse to be controlled. This isn't to say it's easy. It takes courage and resilience to face the wolf and not flinch. But it's crucial to remember that we have the power to resist manipulation, to challenge the fear, and to refuse to be victims. The wolf may bare its teeth, but remember, every predator can be tamed. So the next time you encounter a wolf in sheep's clothing, remember that you have the power to tame it. Don't let fear control you. Stand strong and don't be afraid to bare your own teeth. In the face of the puppet master, the marionette has a choice: to dance or to cut the strings. As we delve deeper into the realm of dark psychology, we mustn't forget the importance of self-defense, of understanding how to shield ourselves from the puppeteer's strings. Knowledge, as they say, is power. Understanding the dark arts of influence can empower us to resist manipulation. It's akin to learning the magician's secrets. Once you know how the trick is performed, the illusion loses its power. Being aware of the tactics used by manipulators can help us identify and resist these tactics when they are used against us. But knowledge alone isn't enough. We need psychological tools and strategies to counteract these tactics actively. Let's discuss a few. First, we must develop emotional intelligence. Emotionally intelligent individuals can identify, understand, and manage their emotions, which makes them less susceptible to emotional manipulation. They can recognize when someone is trying to manipulate their feelings and can respond appropriately. Second, we must learn to establish firm boundaries. Manipulators often prey on those who struggle to say no. By setting clear, firm boundaries and sticking to them, we can protect ourselves from those who seek to overstep or take advantage. Third, we need to foster a strong sense of self. Manipulators often exploit individuals with low self-esteem or identity issues. By knowing who we are and what we stand for, we can resist attempts to make us question our worth or beliefs. Last, but certainly not least, we must cultivate critical thinking abilities. Critical thinkers can evaluate information objectively, making them less likely to fall for manipulative tactics. They question what they're told and seek evidence before accepting it as truth. To sum up, shielding ourselves from the dark arts of influence requires more than just knowledge. It requires emotional intelligence, firm boundaries, a strong sense of self, and critical thinking abilities. With these tools and strategies, we can resist manipulation and maintain control over our own actions and decisions. The puppet master loses his power when the marionette chooses to dance to its own tune. With great power comes great responsibility. As we delve deeper into the intriguing world of dark psychology, it is essential to remember this. The knowledge of these mind games and manipulative tactics should not be seen as a tool for exploitation, but rather as a means for empowerment and protection. Dark psychology, when used ethically, can help us understand human behavior better. It can shed light on why people act the way they do, helping us to empathize and connect on a deeper level. It can also be used to enhance our negotiating skills, helping us to navigate through life's challenges with ease. However, it is of utmost importance to always remember the sanctity of personal boundaries. Just because we can delve into someone's psyche does not mean we should. Respect for personal boundaries and consent should always be the guiding principle. While it's true that dark psychology can be used for sinister purposes, this is not its only application. It can also be employed in the service of good. Therapists, for instance, use elements of dark psychology to help their patients overcome traumas and fears. They delve into the darker recesses of the human mind, not to manipulate, but to heal. Moreover, understanding dark psychology can make us more resilient. By recognizing manipulative tactics, we can better protect ourselves and our loved ones from those who might seek to exploit us. We can learn to spot the wolves in sheep's clothing and thereby avoid falling into their traps. So, let's use this knowledge responsibly, with respect for others, and with the intention of creating a safer, more understanding world. Because ultimately, the power of dark psychology lies not in the tactics themselves, but in how we choose to use them. The shadowy world of dark psychology holds many secrets, but the greatest of them all is this: the power of choice. As we step out of the shadows and into the light, let's reflect on our journey into the heart of dark psychology. We embarked on this journey by delving into the enigmatic realm of dark psychology, a discipline that studies the darker side of human behavior. We discovered that it is a field often misunderstood, shrouded in mystery and fear. Yet it holds the key to understanding the complex web of manipulation and influence that underlies many interpersonal interactions. We then ventured into the world of everyday life, a stage where manipulators often perform. From the office to the home, we learned that these individuals subtly weave their influence, exploiting vulnerabilities and manipulating emotions to serve their own ends. Our exploration took us deeper as we began to unravel the subtle mind games that manipulators play. These are not your run-of-the-mill parlor tricks, but carefully crafted strategies designed to control and influence. They range from gaslighting, a psychological warfare tactic that makes you doubt your own sanity, to the insidious love bombing, which showers you with affection only to control you later. We then met the wolf in sheep's clothing, a metaphor for those who present themselves as harmless, even helpful, while harboring malicious intent. Their cunning and deceit are often masked by a charming exterior, making them the perfect manipulators. We didn't leave you defenseless, though. We discussed how to shield ourselves from these manipulative tactics. From developing emotional intelligence to setting firm boundaries, we learned that there are tools at our disposal to counteract the influence of these dark arts. Finally, we considered the ethical use of dark psychology. While it's easy to see it as an evil tool, we must remember that, like all tools, its moral value lies in the hands of the user. Remember, the greatest defense against the dark arts of influence is knowledge, awareness, and the courage to make your own choices. And with that, we conclude our journey into the intriguing world of dark psychology.